Good evening, fellow ghouls and specters alike. It's your ghost host with the most, Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Monkey.
Here to engage in some haunted holiday hijinks by trudging through the catacombs and dusting off the cobwebs as we recount our spooky selection of Halloween classics.
So light the jack-o'-lantern, suit up, and grab the candy dish as we revive and recount tonight's spooky selection. Jimmy Neutron, Sleepless in Retroville. Indigestion! More mouths to feed! Adulting is the true terror!
Pizza!
Okay, guys, we're back. Monkey, welcome back to the channel. You're joining us for another Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
Of course, Monkey, you are pretty much the resident Jimmy Neutron super fan in the room, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Dragon has his shades as well.
I mean, Tiki, I did watch the entire series, so I think I'm pretty on even footing there.
All right, fair enough. You guys are big into it. Jimmy Neutron, for those of you who have not watched our previous Jimmy Neutron podcast, it's not my cup of tea per se. I like the side characters of Jimmy Neutron just fine. It's the character of Jimmy Neutron that I can't get into personally. I think he's just I know it's kind of written into the fabric of the show, but I think Jimmy Neutron is a little bit of a whiny little know-it-all in a lot of episodes. And he's kind of a jerk in a lot of episodes.
I just think you have bad luck with that one. I think you just keep getting the bad episodes with that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? Speaking of which, this is a good episode.
Yeah,
He's
not a jerk in this one.
No, he's really not. He's not even really showing off that much.
Yeah.
He's just this is just Jimmy wanting to be a kid, and it's the boy genius trying to do the kid stuff, and I like that. That's where the show shines.
Honestly, like I wouldn't be surprised if at some point I would call this the best episode of the show. I could be wrong, but off the top of my head, this would at the very least be pretty high up.
I mean, I wouldn't argue with that.
Yeah.
You know what's trippy? I completely forgot about this, but assuming I looked at it right, this apparently was the season finale for the first season.
Was it?
I wouldn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, did this one even air around Halloween time? I'm not sure it did.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't think it's. I think it's just
like
more
say as
spooky
opposed to the Phantom of Retroland, but then again, this is a better episode than Phantom of Retroland. So why am I complaining? Hashtag pedantic.
All right.
We got Donovan in the comments. He says, I grew up with this. This is my childhood. Donovan, two of these three guys right here are right with you. Jimmy Neutron, I was kind of a teenager when this show came out. So it was kind of like right when I was phasing out of like, oh, I'm too cool to watch cartoons back when, during that awkward like 4 or 5 years where we all pretended that we were cool.
Poor misguided fool.
Right. I love how Mike Carlson on Podcast The Ride has a running gag of like wanting to be cool with the kids, and they're just like, when's it gonna stop, Mike? When is enough? And Mike's like, I don't know, maybe when I get to be a dad on a Nickelodeon sitcom, then all the kids will love me. Oh God. All right. So, folks, we're just going to go beat by beat through this thing. I don't think we need to really set up any elaborate backstory or anything, right, Dragon?
No.
Okay. All right. So, without further ado, let's just go into it.
All right. So we start things off with these two shadowy figures approaching Jimmy's doorstep. Hugh Neutron opens the door and he reacts in utter horror. What does he see? What does he process?
Oh no! You're living with us.
You're moving in. Oh no, Braces College.
College. Oh.
Of course, he sees sleeping bags and toothbrushes. He assumes
Yeah,
they're
Sheen
moving
and
in.
Carl, sleeping bags, toothbrushes, and of course, you know, even the father of a boy genius has to deal with finance sometimes.
That is true. That is true. So, of course, basically they clarify, they're here for Jimmy's sleepover.
Oh, well, that's not nearly as bad.
Still bad. It's not nearly as bad.
How often is this a thing where we get some amusing anecdote about Hugh's past, like about, say, him being, like, maybe, like, say, here we get the thing about, oh, my first sleepover with the games and the jokes and the crying from my mommy. Hugh, that was our honeymoon. I know.
Right.
Yeah, they do that a few times.
Yeah, like, Octopus Man was too scary for a 16-year-old, or even in Runaway Rocket Boy, there's like, my brother ran away from home and he was Jimmy's age, and he turned right back around because he needed a new diaper. He was Jimmy's age? Well, a bit older, actually.
So I have a lot of fondness for Hugh Neutron. See a little bit.
Yeah, this was a good Hugh. Yeah, he's got some good stuff in this episode.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of like one of my favorite Stu Pickles gags. Stu, you weren't potty trained when you were 2.
Oh yeah, 2. We thought we wouldn't be able to get him into the Boy Scouts.
All right.
Yeah, Hugh. He's got some good lines, some good line deliveries in
he's
here.
on fire this episode,
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so Carl and Sheen have brought some party favors. What do they come bearing?
Also, Lord marshmallows.
Yeah, some galactic marshmallow balls from the Ultra Lord recipe book, which weigh a ton apparently. Just drops.
Why do I think that this item could be sold at Galaxy's Edge?
Well, it would actually be edible food.
If there was an Ultra Lord equivalent to Galaxy's Edge, how would Sheen react? Like, just how? I mean, we know he'd be like an utter shock and disbelief and awe, and maybe just go like joy overload or something.
He'd have an annual pass. He'd go every day. He'd be all in on the app and the interactive stuff. He'd probably follow around the Stormtrooper actors until they got sick of him.
Yep. Anywho, so then Carl.
Come on, Ray, let's go crouch behind trash cans.
What?
That's what Monkey. Would you like to explain that one?
Oh, I get it now. Cool Cat?
No, fucking Ray.
I'm so glad.
When Ray takes little kids around Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, she basically takes them on a little adventure.
Ray.
Yeah, she takes them like on a little adventure and like makes them like crouch behind trash cans and stuff.
Why is it that my first guess was that this was like rocket power?
What?
Ray from Raymundo.
No, not that Ray. No.
If he was walking around Galaxy's Edge.
All right. Anyways.
Okay, so Larry the Lovesick
Raymundo-esque dads walking around Galaxy's Edge.
Okay. Adorable Ray anecdotes aside, if we can get back to the episode. So Carl brought a video with him. He wrote a certain videotape. What was that videotape?
Larry the Lovesick Llama.
Yes.
Oh, a videotape. Way to date your episode.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's see. So of course
like
Jimmy is.
Oh, there's no need, Carl. I invented Blu-ray.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, this is all very much, Jimmy. He's kind of vowing to give him the greatest sleepover in history. Joe, this will be the greatest sleepover in history. Of course, the way he's going to do this is that he presents the Slumbertron 9000. Oh boy, I love the Slumbertron 9000.
Ta-da!
So basically, this thing has the fluffiest pillows for pillow fighting, the tastiest pizza, and the scariest stories direct from the horrors of Reddit.
When I was younger, like a child or whatever, and he mentions, it's got the greatest made-to-order pizza, I thought he meant did he mean like MAID?
Oh, God.
Like, it has a maid to order pizza.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. God. That'd be funny.
All right, let's see.
Why
So,
does it need a maid or something? I don't know.
so when looking at our cross between HAL 9000 and just kind of an awesome monolith of technology, Sheen, very excited, says, turn it on! Turn it on!
Stories, pillow fights, pizza!
So of course, Jimmy said, okay, easy, Sheen, easy. It's the maiden voyage after all. Let's just take it. Let's take one at a time here. So they start with the pillow fight. I gotta tell you, I love the design of these pillows, but I love these state-of-the-art, like cylindrical, soft pillows, like these accordion cylinders of fluffy goodness. So it is just really, really fun design. Of course, like Carl's like getting into it. It's like time to take
out the trash.
God bless Rob Paulson. Just God bless that man. He's always he's on, man. He's always on. Anyway. So of course, while they're having a little pillow fight there, and you have Jimmy's parents here. I like seeing the domestic side of Judy and Hugh here. I love that Judy's reading her book and he was doing his bedtime exercises.
Yeah.
Like 2, 3, touch my knee.
8, 9, bend my spine. Oh, that's
great. So let's see. Of course, she's like, "Oh, Hugh, tell the boys to quiet down. Let them have their fun. I got Hugh Neutron is such a lovely character. He's like, yeah, let them have their fun. Come on. Again, he's going off really bizarre sleepover nostalgia, but it's nostalgia nonetheless. He's looking out for that. Let them have a good time.
All right, so the pillow fight kind of tired them out. So how about some pizza?
This is my favorite part right here. My stomach. I love this pizza gag so much.
Has anyone ever? Do you think? What are the odds anyone's ever tried to make this pizza?
Oh, I'm sure one 90s kid has tried.
Well, it's funny you say that. There is, I know there's this YouTube channel somewhere. Basically, I don't know if they've gotten to this quite yet, but there's this channel that makes very nostalgia-based food items from TV shows.
Nice.
Like, nice. I believe there's a Krabby Patty. There's, there's the Nacho from Kim Possible.
I remember there was something with someone making Homer Simpson's moon waffle.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the same guy, and I would imagine. I wonder.
I'm still bitter about the real life Reptar bars that exist, not actually being shaped like Reptar.
Yeah, I forget the Reptar bar I saw a Reptar bar once, but it wasn't unwrapped. I don't think it was in the shape of Reptar.
Yeah, it's lame, man. It's like a regular chocolate bar with green filling. It's like it's not actually shaped like Reptar.
Right. But again, green.
Where's the green filling?
Was it just the cereal that turned your tongue green, or was it both that turned your tongue green?
In the show, I don't know about the cereal, but certainly
I know that the Reptar bar there was way more emphasis on turning the tongue green.
Yeah, that's got to be. I think it turned the milk green. That's what it was. It turned the cereal turned the milk green.
Yeah.
They did. There was a green gimmick with. Okay. Anyway, getting back on point here. Funko, get on it. Anyway,
the other Nickelodeon food, but one that's relevant to us now.
Okay, point being, they've worked up an appetite.
Guys, this whole pizza thing in the middle of the night, it kind of brings about one of my personal terrors. Indigestion. I'm not even kidding, man. My stomach does like somersaults watching this because I'm just like, what? No, don't eat all this. Don't eat all this in the middle of the night. You're going to get sick, guys.
I love how
it just much in 17 seconds.
Exactly.
So of course, I want to go over the toppings if we may here. So here's basically. All right. So the boys that work up an appetite, they go for the pizza here. You read my stomach, Jimmy, and then of course Sheen's like, I want pepperoni and garlic and onions and anchovies, and Carl's like, and peanut butter and clams and hot fudge. And so this really weird, like wonky look. Like what?
Don't knock it till you tried it.
So, of course, like Jimmy's a comedy here.
No, I'm kind of surprised that this isn't something Carl would be allergic to.
Actually, that's true.
Like considering when, we remember when Jimmy stayed with the Weezers, right?
Yeah. They had the Well, that was
shellfish, peanuts, two very, very common allergies that I happen to suffer from myself.
Oh, Carl had basically this litany of. This is later in the show. It's like a bit of a retcon.
That is a factor that is a possible thing, of course.
Yeah, I mean that was in season 3 or something. If I don't know, it was later in the.
What's that?
Continuity. Boom. Anyway. Anyway, so there's one ultimate pizza coming up, and I love the food
Hey,
animation.
Sugar Booger, did you know that we're part of a running narrative?
What?
Oh, I'm trying to do Hugh Neutron realizing that he's in a story.
You're jumping a little ahead there, buddy.
Oh, I hope it has a happy ending, especially one with pie.
Oh God!
All right, so they have this awesome giant pizza. I love how this was rendered. It looks great, especially in like the shots after they've engorged themselves. The boys engorged themselves 7 weeks.
I mean, I don't know. This isn't the best pizza animation for me. If I were to nitpick the pizza animation, I think the best pizza animation, you gotta have that cheese sliding off the sides, man. You gotta have that gooey cheese.
True, but again, this is a very differently constructed pizza, though, where that for 2 reasons is infeasible. One, because it's gonna be really tricky in the animation making you do the drippy cheese in CG pizza. But secondly, most importantly, again, it's all this other crud on top of it.
I do like the look of the pizza in this one, and hey, I mean, if you're gonna spend all your animation budgets on making a pizza in one shot look good, you get Freebirds.
The point being, I love this kind of this very ill-constructed, but kind of like just this ultimate ill-constructed pizza is kind of an awesome idea, and I love the edit most of all. Edit's my favorite part of the whole thing. Like 17 seconds later, and they've entirely engorged themselves on
There's
this
like
thing.
Maybe 3 slices left somehow. So did they only have 1 slice each?
Well, the idea
that was enough.
Yeah, I was kind of the math was a little wonky on that for me as well.
Well, there's some of it's like there's a slice on Sheen's head. Carl
That's
has
what I'm saying.
A slice, and there's
Carl's like still holding one, and then there's the one on the floor.
Well, it's a giant pizza. Maybe it's more than 8 slices. I don't know. Point being, it's either 8 slices or more.
Yeah.
We typically just have an 8-slice job, but I don't want to. Let's not get overly into the semantics.
Okay, you know what? I can figure this out.
We're not gonna look into the accuracy of a show with.
Hold on, guys.
Okay, hold it.
I can logic police this.
Okay.
Because there's so much crap on top of the pizza, just the toppings alone would mess with your stomach and get you really full and give you acid reflux. Just from the 1 slice.
I know they wouldn't have done this, but what if they just started puking or something? And I'm not saying you don't show it. I'm talking like out of Family Guy or something where they're vomiting or.
Who wants chowder? Back when Family Guy was good.
Oh God.
Anyway, you could get back on place. They're all. I love it's like after the pizza massacre. Practically, they're all like toppled over by this invading entity. You're just like they're all stuffed from this old top pizza, and you're going like, oh, my stomach's so full, room spinning.
I will eat no more forever.
A beat goes by as he takes a bite of the pizza, then he just covers himself with a box. It's great. And then, of course, Hugh comes down and says, "Mom sent me." I love he says, "Mom sent me down." I love it. He was like, he's on the boys' side here. He says, "Mom sent me down here. Tell you boys too." And he spots this pizza. This one, I think, is the best shot of the pizza from being in front of this one slice on the ground with Hugh's name on. You can see all the things they talked about on top of the pizza. Most clearly, like you see the onions and the clams and the whole. You can see everything on the pizza in this one shot. It's just like, give me a piece of pizza, and I love the sound design.
Anchovy, my favorite.
I love the sound design. You can hear oh god, you can hear the flash anchovy when he bites into.
Yeah, so Hugh joins the John Lithgow club of eating pizza that was on the ground.
Sure.
I don't think you'll get that reference. Tiki evidently got it.
I did not get it, but I like a good Lithgow reference.
Are you saying you didn't understand that reference?
I didn't understand that reference.
In Hugh's defense, he's animated.
All right.
All right. So,
where did John Lithgow eat pizza off the floor?
The play I saw him in.
Oh, okay. That's kind of what I figured. All right.
Anyway, so then we kind of Hughes off like, oh, carry on with your crazy sleepover thing. Just again, it's great dad
themes, kids.
Just wonderful dad dialogue from Hugh Neutron.
Yeah.
It's really good stuff here. So Jimmy then rises with ambiance and a flashlight, in the darkened rooms. The time has come for scary stories. Of course, a little addendum by Carl here. Okay, Jimmy, but not too scared. Because you remember what happened the last time I got too scared at sleepover.
I'm wondering now, what would it be like if Guillermo del Toro made this episode?
Well, it might be get an Oscar, an Emmy, I guess, in this case.
It'd probably be a lot like the Simpsons couch gag that he directed.
Wait, did Del Toro directed a couch gag?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Was it good?
Yes, it was very good.
All right, lives up to the hype. All right. All right.
Featuring Doug Jones as the pizza monster.
It's true.
Okay, I would look at that. Oh, man.
Dinner!
Now I want to see that. Anyway.
Ron Perlman is Hugh.
All right.
Okay, so whatever. So yeah, Carl has his rubber sleeping bag. And again, sound design.
Yeah.
Did you bring your rubber sleeping bag? Then what's the problem? Make it scream your head off, Jimmy. So, of course, Carl, as the machines whirling up, it's just the story. It's just the story. The story hasn't even started yet. He's already very terrified.
Yeah, and the machine produces Corey Burton.
Yes, which, of course, that's a great get, too, by the way. Dr. Dark.
He's in a handful of Jimmy Neutron episodes.
Oh, true. I'm saying like the whole little Haunted Mansion connected, but that's kind of nice.
Yeah, you can hear traces of his Hans Conried voice in this character.
Sure, so, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the HAL 9, basically the HAL 9000i, kind of like it, kind of irises open, and then we just see, it projects this Dr. Dark kind of face character going on.
Doctorate, or rather, what kind of doctorate does he have?
Probably doctorate in horror, would be my guess.
Yeah.
I would say he's a doctor of journalism.
Maybe in literature. Maybe he has some sort of literature doctorate.
Okay, I'm glad we're analyzing the hologram's credentials here, but if we can get back on point, so at least.
So, yeah, we come up to this clever Sheen line.
Of course, he's saying, like, "Good evening, I'm Dr. Dark, teller of terrible tales." And
that's terrible like lousy or terrible like scary?
Scary. Got it. Oh man, I remember when Sheen used to be likable and fun.
Yeah, I do too.
Those were the good times.
By the way, I like how there's just kind of like these random like rainbow disco lights coming from the projection.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
I like how you got the little sort of not static, but those sort of bars across the face.
Yeah, like, like little, again, to show you, demonstrates a hologram and not like it's not like I think it's animated in real life, so to speak.
All right, so he's weaving the story of the sleepover monster.
Basically, on nights like these, it would come out and eat kids at sleepovers about boys your age, which of course is
boy children.
Boy children.
It only came out at night because the sun is its mortal enemy.
So they're all scared. They're all in denial. And
how many sentences did they last before getting scared?
Well, I mean, it's about 3, I guess.
Yeah, like 3.
Yeah. Well, they're all getting scared. They're all very much in denial. Like, yeah, well, let's not wear out Jimmy's new machine here. Of course, we get to Carl. He's all bundled up in the sleeping bag. Just Rob Paulson screaming deliberate there. It's best. Yeah. Turn it off!
I love how it's funny how the skull has that the look on its face when it goes back into the machine. Like, oh,
I didn't get to finish my story. What I was made for. All right, so then
I have one job.
Yep. I have a wife, man. Anyway, so they're all trying to go to bed now. Like night, and of course Sheen wants to stay up all night. What are you, a bunch of babies who are gonna stay up all night? Of course, easily just he conks out mid-sentence.
I remember, like, you know how like on old Nicktoon DVDs, they'd sometimes have like storyboards of episodes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So whatever DVD this was on had the storyboard for this episode. And I remember that at this point, in the actual episode, Sheen says, "What are we, a bunch of babies?" I remember in this one storyboard thing, the line was, "What are we, the Rugrats?"
Nice.
That's funny.
which means what is Rugrats a TV show in the
Jimmy Neutron universe,
and by extension the Fairly Odd Parents universe? But Fairly Odd Parents has its own version of Rugrats, so
oh
god, my head.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So let's see. So again, so night falls. They're all asleep, and then of course in the middle of the night, Carl awakens. Now, why is he awakened?
Because he's hungry for more pizza, and you're gonna get indigestion, Carl.
Now, to quote another famous Nicktoon, because he was hungry.
Oh, good pull.
So Carl hungers for pizza.
Seriously, I don't want to sleep on this. Like you never. Oh God! Now that I'm an adult, just the horrors of like, okay, I'm up and I'm hungry. I'm gonna have fucking pizza because that's gonna sit well with my stomach overnight.
The thought occurs, this. As we'll get to this, we're coming up to this pizza monster. You know how they could have defeated the pizza monster by saying that they didn't have a drink.
Yeah, it's Dr. Kelp, wasn't there real?
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink?
Now I'm just picturing the pizza like just sadly floating out of the house, and maybe you have like the Incredible Hulk music, or the da 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 da.
Well, you know how you actually, there's actually another way they really could have defeated the pizza. There's garlic breadsticks.
Wait, but isn't the pizza part garlic already?
It is.
Oh yeah, you're right. Nah, well, forget my thing then. Let's just
basically another Rob Paulson role. The pizza just eats the breadsticks, and he's like, "Don't believe every myth that you read."
yeah.
Little monster in my pocket pool there.
No, Tiki, say it with ambiance. Monsters in my pocket.
Monsters in my pocket.
Okay. Anyway, so of course Carl has woken up, but he can't seem to stir Jimmy awake to get more pizza. So Carl takes it upon himself he says, "I bet I." This is where Rob Paulson Paulson knows how to perform Carl at this point. So he's very easy into the role, and he knows like he can make anything funny with the Carl Weezer voice. Yeah. Says, I bet I can make one of those pizzas.
And then the ever classic, "I want pizza. Love." Carl.
This causes a syntax error, which then he figures, maybe if I just push everything then. So he pushes everything.
Oh, God.
Which is not good. Which then basically everything's going haywire, and he wakes her up in a panic. Wake up, Jimmy! And it's just like, bad tummy, I want pizza, and I wish the one's bad tummy. And of course.
And I effing love, after he's all, bad tummy, that that dramatic scream he does. Like raises his arms.
And then he apparently says, "Oh look, I made a giant pizza."
Yeah.
Oh God.
Which we then reveal. This to me, I think, is one of the great designs of the whole piece here, man. I just love this as an antagonist, as a monster design. I think it's so ridiculous, it's so funny, and it's also
and it is, it's legitimately creepy. It is legitimately scary, but yeah, I won't deny. I was rewatching this episode a couple nights ago, and in that particular viewing, the pizza monster was hilarious. Like just something hilarious about that idea. Like, it's a pizza monster. Who's gonna eat them?
It's a very deep slasher cut too. So here's the thing. So the Slumbertron combines the pizza and the Scary Story program, which of course creates the pizza monster. Now, this is basically doing a pizza monster. It's a reference to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they were making Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger's face was inspired by the makeup guy. He ordered pizza and basically rearranged the pepperoni on the pizza, and there you go. Basically, you take that kind of concept and how you realize it will make him a burn victim. Ipso facto, Freddy Krueger. So I assume it's kind of a deep cut, like, monster meets pizza. Maybe there's a little bit of a slasher vibe by the end of this thing when we kind of defeat our pizza guys. I don't know. I might be reaching a little bit there. I'd like to think that's a slasher reference, but
it's kind of like you'd assume the pizza monster is the selling point of the episode, and it's only the second half.
Yeah,
that's true.
Or the second slice, if you will.
Well.
Ha,
I know you could cut it in half, so it wouldn't help the indigestion, but it would ease the metaphor.
Point being, evil pizza monster. Fun idea. Okay, so Jimmy can't delete the program because the screen is frozen, which leads to just they're being pursued by a floating pizza. And I know I just said that, but folks, that's what happens. They're pursued by a floating pizza.
With a skull face.
Yes. Basically, it's a promotional thing for the Punisher they did at Pizza Hut, essentially. Now it's
going over this in my head, this is one of the most amazing things. You could have, like, some floating pizza monster with a skull face voiced by Corey Burden.
Yeah. Doesn't get any better than that when you really think about it.
Thank you, world.
All right, so back with the Mr. and Mrs. Neutron. They're in bed, and
I'm getting chased by a monster.
All right, so let's see. So the tables have literally turned here as they're all cowering behind a table. The tables have turned. Now it looks like I get to eat you.
Is it a round table?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so Jimmy has a plan here, a makeshift plan. Okay, let's split up, and one of us will get help. Good plan, but again, you're going up against the pizzas. And unless it's a Breaking Bad pizza, you're doomed.
God. If it's Breaking Bad pizza, it just like flies onto the ceiling and sticks there.
Well, I was thinking more. Remember why that pizza did that? Because it wasn't cut.
Right. Oh yeah, you're right. The pizza splits into 3 slices, starts pursuing all 3 of them throughout the house.
Mm-hmm. Carl is described where Carl bumps into his pizza slice and he kind of samples them.
Yeah.
Hugh Neutron, go downstairs this instant and tell those boys to go to bed.
I could have sworn their bedroom was on the ground floor.
No.
I'm pretty sure in the movie they're on the ground floor.
Nah, I think I never thought it that way, but I mean, come on, why would they be on the ground floor?
I don't know either. Take it up with the animators of the movie.
Call me crazy, but maybe a guy goes down to the kitchen to get something instead of having to be conveniently down there. Sue me for thinking that.
I'm pretty sure we see them in the window. I'm trying to find the scene now.
Oh,
boy, genius. Abduction. Alien. Boy, Jimmy Neutron, boy, genius, and Die Hard. That's an interesting suggestion, YouTube. No, I don't know if I'm going to see anything, but I guess we'll just keep talking while I wait for it to pop up. Yeah, you said, and of course, knock on Hugh's head and it's hollow. Yeah, Hugh walks, I'm finding the scene, and Hugh walks straight from their bedroom to the kitchen.
Are you saying in one shot he opens the door and he walks out of the kitchen?
In the movie?
In the show. Yes, in the movie.
Yeah, I'm looking at the thing right now. He's leaving the bedroom. He's going to a door that looks exactly like the one he's opening to go into the kitchen. And then, yeah, Judy sees this door moving from the bed and gets up, and they show the outside shot of the house, and the silhouette with the window with the silhouette is on the ground floor.
I'm gonna verify that after we do this thing, man. I'm gonna look.
I'll share the link with you.
Well, I'm not gonna. All right.
Later.
Fine. Okay, you guys go through the thing. All right.
All right.
Well, we came here to talk about Pizza Monster, and here we are.
All right, we're almost done.
About the ground floor of a fictional home.
Okay. So Hugh just kind of like, just very sheepishly is like, oh, I hate to be a party pooper, boys, but can you keep it down just a smidgen?
Help!
Thank you.
You got that brilliantly timed scream from Carl.
Oh, nothing. The boys are just being chased by giant slices of killer pizza.
So that line gets a good delivery. No pun intended. And then come the pillows. Nice pillow, stay. Don't do anything evil.
Well, they're like jack-o'-lantern pillows, practically. Those faces on them. Look really
Yeah. The pillows are probably the best design thing in this whole thing, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And again, it is funny, like seeing those faces on the pillows.
Yeah. Okay, so the boys run into the closet. The 3 slices of pizza transform back into the 1
I doubt
pizza.
those 3 slices, the way they were shaped, would form a circle, but what am I talking about? This is a fictional CG thing, turns out to be a dream, and it's a pizza monster created by somehow means. Logic, what's...
Okay, I have a ruling on the thing, by the way.
On the
Oh,
what?
God.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay, so Monkey, you're half right. Okay, so what you just saw, you're right. That is the same.
Is this really worth devoting like a 10th of this podcast to?
Well, he started. I'm putting the end.
All right,
here,
fine. Go ahead.
No, the writer of this episode started it. Take that. I'm defecting blame. Ha, yay, freedom.
Simple. Hugh and Judy run upstairs. So their room is upstairs in the show, but in the movie, it was on the same floor.
Who says they ran to the room? They just ran up the stairs to get away.
Anyway, okay, that's it. I've had it. Let's just keep going through the thing.
Okay.
God.
Later.
Anyway,
so yeah, closet pizza forms, and okay, well, we're gonna die. They don't say that. They may as well be.
it's been a pleasure knowing you.
Brain blast.
Yep, which basically uses the story that they heard before they turned it off. It's a good thing they didn't turn it off any earlier, or else they would be sunk right now.
Right.
Learn what the weakness was, or basically sun is the moral enemy. But unfortunately, they have to buy 8 minutes of time before it's 8 minutes before sunrise. So they have to basically the boys try to trick the monster into thinking it's morning. So we do this in ridiculous ways, such as Sheen,
Good morning, Retroville.
You gotta love that old Jimmy Neutron style thing of just having objects like the microphone.
And then, oh dear,
Where do you
Rob
get that?
Paulson with that
I
Good
don't
Morning
care.
to You
It's
song.
funny.
Okay, Carl, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning. Fear and terror made into a song. That's weird. So then Jimmy uses Carl's glasses to magnify the flashlight.
Not see Jimmy using the flashlight and the glasses. But yeah, even Pizza Monster are scared of something, kids.
Yep. So he falls for it. He hops in the box as like a vampire going for his coffin, and they all jump on top of it, lock him in. Of course, we cut to the outside. We're now at the sunlight. They open it up, and again, I gotta tell you, kind of brutal. I know it's a pizza. That's why they can definitely get away with it here. But again, it's kind of they killed someone by emulation of sunlight. I'm sure there are some terrified albinos and vampires in the audience who are really offended by that. I don't know.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
maybe
vampire is offended by it.
In this case, the pizza used his anchovies for evil instead of good.
Yes, he should have. He should have. It would have been a different outcome. We would have learned a little something if he had. But anywho.
What if we befriended the pizza monster and this became some plea for and we got a message about tolerance?
It would have been like a Scary Terry sort of message of like, well, he did terrify us, but Scary Terry's got a lot going on. He's got a wife and kid. He has his own.
I love Scary Terry, man. I take a Scary Terry spin-off.
I have just the thing for you with Scary Terry. We're not going to talk about it right now.
Okay.
Anyway,
I don't know what Scary Terry is.
Yes.
He's a Freddy Krueger parody within Rick and Morty.
Oh.
But the joke is that he's like just this lovable family man, and this killing is just kind of his day job.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so
speaking of killing, Carl decides to eat the pizza.
No, Carl says he's starving. Let's eat, but then the pizza. Pizza appears.
Well, the line didn't exactly, didn't exactly hit me the humor. Quite exactly hit me the humor of it back in ye days of old, but nowadays it is a brilliant line.
Haven't you ever heard of sequels? Which again, to me, that's the fun like slasher horror joke of the thing. Like, he's never gonna be like Krueger's never gonna go away. He's always gonna come back. And it's like so. So then we have we incept the ending of this episode. multiple
Yep.
times. So Jimmy
I'm
wakes
sure
up.
I think back in ye old days, I was kind of more of like a mix of like finding the ending just weird and also being like, wait, so this wasn't real? Like this wasn't really happening? And of course, I've come around nowadays, and this ending is bloody brilliant.
Yes.
You gotta imagine them like going with it in the writer's room or something.
Yeah.
I even did a video once that was a sort of similar gag.
All right, so it's basically Jimmy wakes up and of course like, oh, it was a dream, an anchovy peanut. This is where Tiki gets all his brownie points here. Like, oh, it was an anchovy peanut butter and clam induced nightmare.
Well,
And then his parents are being chased by the pillows.
Pilot had maybe you had a bad dream because of too much pizza thing. What a cliche now, a trope.
They did.
Pizza before bed trope. Oh no, dreams. No, I'm entering a bad dreamland.
Oh, God. All right.
But yeah,
of course they're being chased. Yeah, go on.
Turns out it wasn't Jimmy's dream. Because
it was Hugh's dream.
There's Hugh and Judy being chased by evil monster pillows.
Yes, so Hugh wakes up and let's
see. It makes the same like sounds as when he was scared at the beginning, like ah, 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 ah. You think they just reused the audio?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So, then of course, then Carl is then chased into the room and essentially he's devoured by pizza slices, which of course triggers Carl to wake up. So again, it's been Carl's dream the whole time, and then we see Sheen battling the pizza. I love that. I love this ridiculous because he's holding the pizza. He's holding the thing that's just look. If this were a real movie, he'd just be holding like a fake pizza up and moving around like it was real. I just love the staging of that. So then, of course, Sheen then wakes up, and then we have my favorite bit. I think it's the perfect ending they had here. So it was all a dream, and then he lifts up the pizza. Then the pizza's screaming bloody murder as we reveal.
Yeah, Sheen screams. The pizza screams. The pizza wakes up screaming.
I just love this terrifying pizza. This is just like screaming like a little girl, like ah! And of course, the pizza wakes up next to his wife. I love the fact that the pizza has a wife, and I love it's kind of like this home instead of an Italian restaurant of some sort.
Pretty sure the pizza wife is the same voice as Judy.
That sounds about right.
Same actress.
I can buy that. So this is like, oh, I had the most horrible dream. There were 3 terrible children. One was
one with a giant head.
The giant head is the perfect PS. So like, yeah, it makes it sound like it was a nightmare. I told you, dear, there are no such things as children. Now go back to bed. And of course, you see,
I didn't notice this until recently, but I think they might have the pillows in their boxes.
I don't. I'm
not certain, but it seemed kind of like it.
It'd be a cool detail. I'm just looking at the thing we have in front of us here. Bear in mind it's small, but I don't see it right here in front of me. But I don't know. Anywho, so I gotta tell you, the pizza cat at the end, I could have done with that. It just seems like, yeah, we're just, kind of adding like a little extra.
I think in the storyboard there was after the cat had cut to Goddard, like. Now that I think about it, did that last shot imply it was all Goddard's dream? Like in the storyboard version, it was something like Goddard, like looking at supposedly at the cat or something, or maybe he woke up. I don't know.
Nothing.
This ending's better.
Yes, it is. Okay, so we've reached the end, gentlemen.
Yes. Who wants pizza?
I would like some pizza.
Yeah.
I can wait. All right, so final thoughts.
A real good episode. Nicely written, nicely performed. Yeah, it's a very well done one.
Yeah, simple, ridiculous, yet funny. It's a good time. It's short, simple, to the point. 11 minutes. It's it's kind of Jimmy Neutron many a time. Sometimes you're kind of landlocked on 2 episodes. This felt like, okay, it's really worthy getting here. It was a nice. And also, I gotta tell you, just because it feels like one of those if you're going to end the season, I know it's just coincidentally it happened to be the end of the season, but it's always kind of like a great. This is like the way you're going to end the season. It's kind of a fun, ridiculous way to end the season when you think about it that way too. But it's it's a good kind of like ridiculous. This is
a couple.
That's what I'm saying. It's just kind of ridiculous. It's like this episode's ridiculous in all the right ways. You know, a little bit of a horror edge, but again, we soften the horror edge with the fact that it's a pizza, which is just beating comedy meets horror, and that's my kind of horror, man. Comedy horror, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a very good episode of Jimmy Neutron. I think it kind of highlights all the show's good qualities, the sharp writing, the really funny side characters, kind of some of the meta gags that we can get that can kind of fly over kids' heads. Jimmy isn't an asshole in this, which is a plus for sure. A Disney plus, one could say. I'm sorry, that was forced.
You couldn't say. It's not Disney.
I'm sorry, T. I couldn't hear you over Bob Iger when you said that.
Right.
So, are we saying this episode delivered?
Yeah, I would say so. So, all right.
Yes.
All right, folks, that's the end of tonight's spooky selection, and our spirits grow weary. But they'll be stronger than ever next time as we engage in even more haunted holiday hijinks.
Where's my drink?
With a giant head.